Hey everyone, welcome back to PHWAP2 where we make a new video every Tuesday just trying to help people. First off, if you haven't watched my video on the PFC yet, I'm going to go ahead and suggest you watch that. I'll put an annotation right there and also put a link down in the description box below if you're watching this on YouTube. The next part of the brain I need you to understand is the limbic system. This is the part of the brain that looks out for potential threats. It also looks for potential rewards, but since we evolved in a time where we had to be on the lookout for more threats than rewards to survive, that's why we're geared more towards the threat side. You use this part of your brain all the time. You use it when you're picking food to eat, when you're picking a chair to sit in. Basically, when you make any decision, your limbic system is being activated. The thing is though, the more your limbic system is activated, the less you are able to use your PFC to solve problems and make decisions. So what I want you to picture is, anytime you have emotion, the more emotion you have, the more cut off your PFC is. And generally, there are more extreme threats than there are extreme positive situations. Take for instance, if you play poker. When you look down at pocket aces, when you're playing live poker, you get really excited. This excitement actually cuts off your PFC and makes it so you make worse decisions in that hand. So that means to be optimal, you want to be slightly on the reward side, slightly positive, but not too happy, and you definitely don't want to be negative. Being negative, you fall off a big cliff and it's really hard to get back out of there. So next, let's go over the ways to deal with events. The first way we learn to deal with things is expression. We learn to cry out as a baby to get things that we need. Eventually, you learn you can't act out all the time, and you learn to suppress your emotion. Only problem is, when you suppress your emotions, your limbic system stays as bad or worse, your memory suffers, and you make those around you uncomfortable. There's studies that have been done that show that your blood pressure actually goes up if there's people around you that are suppressing their emotions. The third way we deal with events, and the way that I'm going to advise you guys to deal with events, is cognitive change. This requires your PFC, which is the very thing that is shrinking when one of those events arises. That means you only have a few seconds from when an extreme positive event or a negative event happens to take control of this event. If you do this correctly, there's going to be less arousal, no effect on your memory, and no effect to those around you. Before we go over the two strategies of cognitive change, I want you to realize you have to be aware of your internal states very quickly if you want any hope of being successful at controlling your emotion. The first strategy of cognitive change is labeling. The strategy of labeling is very simple. What you want to do is label a situation in a word or two. No more than that. You don't want to describe the event, you just want to acknowledge it. You might have a hard time focusing, watching a video, or during class. Just acknowledging that maybe you're hungry or you're tired, or maybe the lecture is boring, will help you focus better. Just by acknowledging what's going on, labeling it, you're actually going to be able to dampen down that effect. The second strategy, and this is a strategy that's needed for bigger hits, is reappraisal. You need to change your interpretation of an event. The easiest example for me to think of is a long line. Any long line or traffic, people tend to get very aggravated, but if you just use it as a time to pick up a magazine, or to talk to the person you're with, or to talk to the person that's near you, or to enjoy the music in your car ride, then it's not going to be as bad. So you have to actually reappraise that situation and say, okay, I hit traffic, but you know what? This is a perfect opportunity. Let's turn on this podcast that I've been meaning to finish. Personally, a good example of this would be when flights get canceled. If I'm traveling and I have problems with my flight, I get very frustrated, and I tend to just think of the worst possible situation. Instead, if I just immediately said, oh great, I get to spend another night in X city, I'm going to go look and try to find something to do, I would actually be very happy. I'd be going on an adventure, and it's the whole glass full, glass empty thing. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you guys will start using these cognitive change strategies, and realize the more you understand about the brain, the more you can change your internal threats. See, take that ice cream truck for example. It'd be really easy to get frustrated and to say, oh, it's ruining my video, but instead you can say, oh, this is a great opportunity to take a break, to enjoy some music, the nice weather, and as soon as he's gone, I'll continue to make my video.